We're back with another e-bike. This time it's the Nakto Folding OX. Nakto sent this one to me. It starts right around $1,000. The Folding OX is a portable, comfort-focused cruiser with beefy tires. And today we're gonna check it out. We're gonna take a look at all the features the Folding OX has to offer. And as you may have guessed by the title, it has a little trick in store for us. Like any e-bike, when you get this thing in the mail, it comes in just a massive box. It does arrive in a few components, so it requires some assembly, but I found the instructions pretty clear. I didn't really have any issues. Aligning the brake rotor with the brake pads was probably the only difficult part. But even that, it took me a couple of minutes and then I kind of figured out the trick to do it. It comes with all the tools you need. Shouldn't be an issue to put this one together. Like I mentioned earlier, you can find this one for about $1,000 to $1,100 depending on where you look. One of the most notable design features is the step-through steel frame, which makes it a little bit easier to get on and off. The Folding OX comes in black or silver, like this one. And of course, it's hard to miss the 26-inch high by 4-inch wide big boy tires. It's marketed as a portable cruiser with off-road tires. It's kind of portable, but then it has these big tires that kind of get in the way. It's kind of a cruiser because of the seating position, but then it has these big off-road tires. But it's not like an off-road mountain bike. It's kind of a weird segment. So far, so good. Design is pretty cool. Tires, a little bit confusing, but I like them. But none of this matters if we can't answer yes to this one question, which is, does a tall person fit? And yes, let's get into the battery. We're talking 48 volt, 10 amp hour battery right here. To get the battery out, there's this big seat in the way. So there's a little lever under here. Shoop. Seat folds up. There's this key ignition, which I'll talk about more in just a second. Push that in, turn it to unlock, and then swoop. There's your battery, ready to charge. Speaking of the ignition system, it comes with 2 keys. To unlock, like I said, you have to push in, twist, and then shoop. But to turn the bike on, you turn without pushing in, 1 to the left, and then you go over to the LCD, hold the power button, and it's on. So of course, when the battery's not on, you can still ride this like a normal bike, but to use the throttle or the pedal assist system, you have to turn it on and the battery has to be charged and all that good stuff. Oh, and 22 miles of range. That's what Nakto says this bike should have on full pedal assist mode, is 22 miles of range. I have seen better, I have seen worse, my non-electric bike, but I think 22 miles of range seems totally reasonable. Next to the battery, we've got our 500 watt motor. One of the highlights that Nakto features on their site is that this bike has 52 nanometers of torque, which doesn't really mean anything to most people, but I can tell you that when you hit the throttle, this thing goes pretty quick. One thing that I found interesting was that the throttle power varies depending on which pedal assist mode you're in. There are 5 pedal assist modes. Level 1 will take you up to about 8 miles per hour, up through 2, 3, 4, 5, which will take you up to about 20 miles per hour. One strange thing that I noticed, Nakto on their website lists one of the features of this bike as a turn, like twist throttle, like kind of like on a motorcycle. But as you can see, this one just kind of has your standard e-bike thumb throttle. While we're talking handlebars, 6-speed shifter over here on your right, fairly smooth, fairly easy to use. Horn, LCD screen. You've got your power button, pedal assist level up, pedal assist level down, and CUR, which of course turns on the headlight. Okay, I just made a really weird discovery. I was kind of making fun of that CUR button. It must mean like courier, something like that. So when you hold it down, the bike just starts to move on its own. And it has the little walking icon, which makes me think that it's supposed to help you when you're like walking the bike up a hill or something like that. I was not expecting that. And it's not really that obvious from the screen, but I guess I should have taken a closer look at the manual. All right, so I'm gonna hold down the button. Whoa! I'm not doing anything, and it's just walking itself. Let's see if we can do a little ghost ride. Oh, okay, I probably shouldn't do that. And then it only stops when you brake. So that was interesting, was not expecting that. Okay, anyways, besides all that CUR nonsense, you've also got your speedometer and odometer. All right, a couple more things before we take this guy for a ride. It does have a front headlight, which is awesome, but some bikes have a saddle light here on your seat, like a brake light. This one does not have that. So if you want one of those, you're gonna have to add it on yourself. Speaking of seat, it's comfy, it's squishy. It's not really built for speed by any means, but if you're leaning more towards the cruiser aspect of this bike, the seat will definitely be for you. It's definitely pretty comfortable. Of course, with your crazy cruiser off-road wheels, you're gonna want a sweet off-road suspension setup to match. So luckily this one has just that. Doesn't have any rear suspension, which means I'm not gonna be able to jump this one off the loading dock, unfortunately. So far, the off-roadness and the cruiserness is surprisingly holding up pretty well. Okay, now this is where things get weird because as you recall, this is not the OX. This is the folding OX. First step, of course, any sane person would know, fold the pedals, push it in, fold it, latch right here, undo that, flip it out, pull it up, and the front half now swings back towards the rear half, and you've got a folded question mark bike. This is pretty much as folded as we're gonna get. Also, this bike is still like 60, 70 pounds, so even when it's folded, it's still pretty heavy. Oh, that was cool. All right, everybody, it's time to take this thing for a ride. Let's go. Okay, we're free. Where are we gonna go? First test, top speed. All right, we're gonna start from 0. We're gonna go as fast as we can down this stretch of Office Park Road here. Oh my gosh, not a good start. Okay, 6th gear, pedal assist, 5. Gotta make sure there's no cars. Okay. 15, 16, 17, 19, 19.6 is what I saw. All right, let's turn around and do this again. All right, so here we go. And just instantly 13 miles an hour in like 20 feet. 19, 20. I saw 21. So I guess this thing can break 21, I'm just being slow. Okay, let's do a little bit more exploring and see if there's anything else that I forgot to mention. Looking at my notes, going to Notion, because that's where I write down all my notes. Speed, we went over that already. Acceleration, very quick. I tested one other e-bike previously and it feels maybe a little clunkier, but I mean, still super quick. Oh yeah, comfort and overall feel. All right, so let's take this over across the way and we're gonna talk about how comfortable it is. And of course the seat, like I showed, is like this big old seat, like a cruiser bike type seat. That's, you know, pretty comfortable. I like the handlebars. It's more of an upright position. It's definitely more of a relaxed riding position, so if you're into that, that's good. Okay, I've never actually been over here. We're gonna go check it out. Cranes and stuff. Oh. Huh. Wow. Cranes, okay, cool. It does make a lot of noise because of the tires. Huh. There used to be this like giant yacht over here, and I'll see if I can find a picture from one of my old videos, but it's not here anymore. I didn't even realize. If you forget that your the pedal assist is on and you just kind of, you know, you're cruising along and then I'll like bump the pedal or something and it will just like start, you know, sending you flying. That can be a little awkward. The suspension is nice. It's definitely nice having a little front suspension. There's a cool like old Lincoln or something and I want to ride by it, but there's these two dudes standing right there. All right, one final test here to test our off-road worthiness. And that looks like a pretty decent size curb here. Let's see what we can do. Oh, yeah, easy, nice. Okay, cool. Trying to think if there's anything else to say about this one. Pretty smooth, comfortable, sort of heavy. There's some parts that maybe are a little misaligned. I don't know if I did them wrong or if, you know, they just can't come kind of messed up. Like, I don't know if you can see the, let me see if I can get a good angle of the little fender here came and it was all like bent to one side and it was kind of rubbing, so I had to adjust it, but it's fixed now. Same with this. I mean, it comes with a solid little like rack right here. I don't even think I mentioned that in the video. Yeah, battery is good, the shifter is good, the pedals are solid, the tires are pretty hefty. This feels a little cheap and I've seen it on other e-bikes, so it must just be like some general unit you can buy. The horn is a little weak if you ask me. but it'll do. Time to head back to my top secret storage facility and close out the video. Well, that's it for this one. So thanks for watching. Can't wait to ride this thing on more nice days like today. Thanks again, Nakto, for sending me this bike. I really hope I'm saying that right. I was a little weirded out at first just because I wasn't really sure who the intended audience was, but maybe you want to hit some sweet jumps, maybe you just want to cruise around. Well, this thing does both and it folds up. So what more could you want? Nakto? Leave a comment down below what you think the correct pronunciation is. Please tell me it's not Nakto. That would just be weird. All right, peace out. Thanks again. See ya.